1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 6. Sophian de la lumen en tois te leois, Sophian de ou tu ionos tutu, ude ton archanton tu ionos tutu, ton katar gu menon. Paul now continues with the adversative de. This particle de has two basic meanings. It can be continuative, in which case we would translate it as something like moreover, and it can be adversative, which means however or but. It is a weaker adversative than Allah, which is a strong adversation, but it is still an adversative. But a wisdom, la lumen, we speak. We speak wisdom en tois te leois, among those who are mature, who are finished. Let's take a look at la lumen. This is a contraction of the epsilon verb, the epsilon contract verb laleo. This is the lexical entry. It ends in an epsilon. There are three kinds of contracts in Greek. There's an alpha contract, an epsilon contract, and an omicron contract. I have found that the best way to understand contracted verbs or contract verbs is to look at the uncontracted form. So the stem of the verb ends in an epsilon, lale, and then to it is added the primary ending, amen. So when the epsilon and the omicron contract, we can present it as a simple math equation, arithmetic. Epsilon plus omicron equals, you can see here, equals omicron upsilon. Now what about the accentuation? Well, the accent remains on the syllable in the contracted form where it was in the uncontracted form. So because the accent of verbs is recessive, the accent wants to retreat to the antepenult, the third from last, if possible, then it would be la le o men, like so. It therefore stays on the contracted syllable, and because the contracted syllable is now naturally long, it's a diphthong, u, the acute that would have been there is transferred to a circumflex, thus la lumen. But we speak, we discuss, we talk about wisdom among the mature. Te leois is the adjective te leos, the noun form of which is ta, telos, the end or the completed part. So among those who are mature, they're finished. That doesn't mean they have no more sanctification, but they have grown up more in the faith. We speak a wisdom. Sophian de, but it is a wisdom, not tu ionos tutu, not one that belongs to this age. And notice tu ionos tutu, these are masculine singular genitive, nor ude, which is obviously a combination of u and de, the continuative de and the negative adverb, nor of the rulers, ton archanton, of this age, tu ionos tutu. And then archanton is further modified by this participial expression, ton katar gu menon. This is a passive participle. It is masculine plural and genitive. Because it modifies archanton, masculine plural genitive, it restates it. It's an attributive participle. Notice the definite article. And what do you think is the first principal part of this verb? Here's an opportunity to apply the knowledge learned up here in La Lumen. What must be the first principal part of this verb if we know that menos is the passive ending, or menos is the passive ending, and this is what is known as the thematic vowel? What must be the first principal part of this verb? It is kat, ar, geo. Yes, it's an epsilon contract verb. When this epsilon, katar geo, combines with the omicron, it yields this contraction, katar gu menon. We note also a kind of anaphora here, which means the repetition of the same word at the beginning of subsequent clauses, consecutive clauses, I should say. Sophie ande, Sophie ande. So the whole thing, but we speak a wisdom among the mature, and it is a wisdom that is, so we have to supply la lumen, we speak. It is a wisdom that is not of this age, tu ionos tutu, or of this world, nor is it of the rulers of this world, tu ionos tutu. Notice how this expression is repeated, tu ionos tutu. And it is those rulers, ton archonton, who are passing away, perishing, coming to naught, ton katargumenon.